What's up, people? So what we have today, oh god, what's the matter, little one? I just started making the video. So what we have today is the Clayton Dustless Made Simple Prescott pack. I call it the Prescott pack because this is exactly the same as the model and everything. Is exactly the same as the Prescott pack by Atlas 46. Now, I inquired, or rather, I checked on Google to see if they were the same brand, like Diamondback Tactical and Battle Lab, but it's two distinctive brands. However, the seller initially put this up as Atlas, as the maker was Atlas. Didn't even know the full name, and I wasn't sure, but I was familiar with this design because I've ran into this pack before, and I also have the smaller one by Clayton, but they're two separate brands. And from what I could gather, Clayton really makes specialized equipment for construction and like heavy duty machinery and such. But I was mistaken initially, thinking that this is Alice webbing. This is not actually Alice webbing. This is just it's obviously Alice compatible, but it's actually designed to hold more pouches with really heavy tools and equipment, at least according to the pictures that I was able to find online. And under the name Clayton Dustless Made Simple, I couldn't find anything. But when I checked for Atlas, the ones that came up for Atlas 46, I actually got some hits in my search results. There's also a couple of really short videos on the Prescott pack, which is the name for this pack by Atlas 46. But this is not the same pack. For lack of a better term, I'm going to call it the Prescott pack, at least the large version, which is, I was told by the seller, 35 to 40 liters, and this is true to what I'm looking at. But where is it? This was the other model that I had. Oh, sorry guys. Same pack. There we go. Show you side by side. Same pack, but different literage. That one is, I would say 25 to 30. So I'm guesstimating. But it has the same, webbing. In this case, though, it has two sections across, whereas in this case it has three. But I'm basically going to call it the Prescott pack because that's the model by Atlas 46. And when I checked the pictures, it looked literally identical, guys, down to every little detail. So I don't know why that is, but I'm glad I ran into it. I actually ran into it last year for 65 euros new. And at the time, I decided not to buy it. I think I bought something else instead. But then, I missed out on that pack, and I kind of regretted it. Just because I tried the smaller pack, and I really liked the overall construction. The build quality was amazing. The only downside to this pack, or to both packs, in fact, is that it's lacking a frame. So as you can see, I've got, for the smaller one, just an Amazon envelope in there that I had to trim. And in this case, I'm going to have to put a cardboard stiffener as well that I used initially on the Black Hawk Medic pack. But I realized it works perfectly in this sleeve here, which I guess is for your hydration. But there's no hook as well. Oh, no, there is. Well, there's little loops. You can hang it or something. But I'm going to use it as a frame pocket. Just because, as you can see, otherwise it just folds all over the place, bends on itself. I don't like that. But other than that, guys, really nice pack. and in really good condition. So I came across this year, and it was 50 euros. I asked for a little discount, went down to 45. So with shipping, it ended up being 51 euros. So really good value for money, I would say. Well, a fair deal, I would say, because online, the last places that were retailing this for, some are still going. I'm not really sure though about the sites, but they were asking for 45 US dollars, whereas on eBay this already goes for $80 or best offer. But you know, it's somewhere between the 50 to $80 or euro mark, for that matter. But I'm glad I paid 50 euros for it. It's in really good condition, just as you can see, a little dirty, a little moldy here, and there's a terrible smell of perfume or cologne or just deodorant or something or other. So I'm definitely going to give this one a wash. But I just wanted to showcase this pack real quick. And I have to say, I was so impressed with the smaller pack. The only downside to this pack, guys, was that the shoulder pads had been sewn on the other way around. Like the left one is on the right-hand side and vice versa. So as you can see, this doesn't look right for a left shoulder pad. This curve should actually go down here. And fortunately, guys, this pack, they're perfect on this one. And by the way, just so we're talking about them, these are by far the chunkiest shoulder pads I've ever come across, and also the softest. So I can definitely see why this is designed to hold really heavy duty like tools and equipment. I've seen a picture where someone slides a hammer through here and has basically other really specialized pouches hanging off this back panel, and with all sorts of other tools in them. So as I was mentioning before, sorry I kind of sidetracked, this isn't Alice webbing. This is just really tough webbing that is really nice like that because it's Alice compatible. But this is about 3 layers, either 2, I feel maybe even 3, 2 to 3 layers. I think 2 layers, at least 2 layers of really tough webbing, really sewn super well. As you can see, the stitching, guys, is perfect, superb, just really strong, and reinforced on the sides here as well. So this is definitely designed to hold some really heavy duty tools and heavy duty gear, and that's perfect for me because I'm gonna accessorize this with Alice pouches for a change. So I get to make use of those, which are otherwise pretty old school and wouldn't have a place on modern backpacks, which most notably usually feature PALS webbing and MOLLE compatible system. So, but the pack is nice. Also got a free Coyote Brown American flag patch. Pretty neat like that. I'm not a guy for patches, I have to say, but it's a really nice patch, and I guess it was really nice of the seller to just include that because apparently they should come already with that flag, with that patch, at least the model that I've seen online. But all I can say, guys, all this really needs is a bit of a scrub, some TLC, and it should be back in full working order. But other than that, we feature the same features as the smaller pack, which we've already taken a look at on the channel earlier throughout the year. But yeah, same with the sternum strap. The strap keepers everywhere, really quality webbing, mil-spec quality webbing. So overall, the quality of this pack and the quality of this brand really drew me to this pack. And I was actually looking at this pack. This was the first Clayton Dustless Made Simple pack that I ever ran into, and I wanted this one the most. I then later came across the smaller one, and initially I thought I came across the bigger one, paid about 45 to 50 euros shipped, and realized it was the smaller one. So I thought, no, well, for that money, I would have hoped to see the bigger one. So I had to return it just because the seller told me initially it was a 40-liter pack. But when I got it, I'm like, dude, this is max 25 to 30. And yeah, so I had to return it. But then I found the same pack with this design flaw. I'm not sure if I actually caught on that right away. I think I may have found out later, but it was initially for 20 euros, and I actually managed to bargain down to 17. So with shipping, ended up being like 21 or 22 euros, basically a 20 euro pack. For that money, definitely, I would have loved to grab it. And for that money, I don't particularly care that this is a flawed pack. Although I have to say, it does get annoying when I wear it. This shoulder pads being inverted like that, the other way around. It's just, it does get annoying. But for 20 odd euros, I would have picked it up. I needed a beach bag, and this did the job for as long as it had to do it. So it was good like that. But then, as I mentioned, I was actually, secondly, I ran into the other pack by Clayton, Dustless Made Simple. The one that actually featured Pal's webbing. Let me grab it for a second, guys, so you know which one I'm talking about. Which is this one right here, the black pack. And as you can see, this features Pal's webbing, so a bit more modern like that. And I already hooked on a pouch on there. Features Pal's webbing on the sides, more Pal's webbing up here. So I hooked on another pouch that I realized would be useful for a pack cover. Just throw it in here. But this is the pack. Sorry for sidetracking, guys. This is the pack that I was after all along. This Coyote Brown pack. And I've seen newer models. I'm not sure if it was the Atlas 46 ones or the Clayton Dustless Made Simple ones, which have high-vis orange, like with these where these patches are up here and up here. And I thought, ooh, that's really ugly. I guess if you're working in construction, something high vis would actually be quite beneficial. But obviously, for someone that's after a tactical or military style pack, high vis orange is horrible. So I'm glad I ran into the older model, I suppose, or whatever, just with standard Coyote Brown, which looks so slick. And all this pack it's really simple, but it's just so nice. I love the design. The back padding is there, for example, not a ton of it, but just enough. But the shoulder pads are insane, guys. We're looking at, I don't know, at least 2 centimeters thick. Yep, like 1.5, no, probably to 2 centimeters thick. Now 1.5 to 2 centimeters, yeah, definitely. Maybe 1.70 to 2 centimeters. But really thick and really super soft, guys. Really nice like that. The ones, for example, on the 25-liter pack are a little stiffer and obviously much slimmer. But I thought to myself, if they're anything like this on this pack, then that already should suffice for this pack. But no, they're even thicker. They're twice as thick. Look at that. Let's put them side by side. Twice as thick, guys. Look at that. Maybe even more than twice. Like I said, this is super thick. So really good like that. Other than that, the standard features that we took a look at also on the smaller pack. So really good quality webbing. Really good quality grab handle. Got the port here for your hydration. I'm not going to do that just because with one hand it's a little hard. D-rings. More, let's call it, Alice webbing for lack of a better term. On the sides and also on the inside of the pack, so you can arrange your gear and your tools, I suppose. This is perfect because I can just slap more Alice pouches on the inside if need be. This is for the main section, which is quite roomy, and as the seller mentioned, this is a 35 to 40 liter pack, and this is true to what I'm looking at. I would probably guesstimate, in fact, maybe even 37 to 42 tops. But yeah, I'm probably 35 to 40 anyway. Definitely. So really good size like that. I can definitely do a lot with that. Whereas, the smaller one was limited. That's why I used it just as a beach bag, and all I needed to fit in there was water, a towel, and flip-flops, and that's about it, and my swimming trunks when they're wet. But this pack, wow, I'm so glad I actually ran into this pack again, and for a better price, even though it is used, but it is in excellent condition, guys. There's no rips, no tears, no holes, so just a bit of dirt. But if it's anything like the Spec Ops THE pack where I just literally gave it a rinse in the washing machine and it came out brand new, I'm hoping that the same thing will happen here. Because, yeah, it's just a little dirty, and the smell of this perfume is just really nauseating, actually. I really wish they didn't do that. It's probably smelled like mold. That's why I think this is like, I don't think this is dirt. I think this is a bit of crusty mold right there starting to grow. So if I just give this a wash and, you know, dry it out, then it should be fine. Thing to mention for the pools, for example, they're using paracord pools on this one without the inner strands, whereas on this pack at least they were using these actual pools. I'm not sure which ones I prefer. These are nicer because, you know, it's just a nice little touch. But obviously it's a little risky because if this comes loose over time for whatever reason, you could actually lose this paracord pull. Whereas this one's definitely not coming out with you know, just a standard knot, but really nice like that. I don't mind either. They're really nice. But what can I say, guys? I think pretty much covered all the features. Right, I forgot to mention there's a small pocket on the inside, just like with the smaller one. Just a kind of little admin pocket up here, but still quite deep like that. As you can see, my hand went all the way down here, which is like halfway down. So nice, and another sleeve is another zippered sleeve that goes all the way down here. So pretty basic design, guys, but a lot can be done with this if we're looking at pimping it out with Alice pouches. A lot can be done. It's basically, and I'm really glad like that because I have some Alice pouches that otherwise wouldn't have a purpose and wouldn't have a place. And the beauty of actually having Alice pouches for once on a pack such as this is that it can transition from urban to, you know, outdoors within a matter of seconds. I just either slap the pouches on or the canteens, and then if need be, take it to the city and then just take them out, and it takes a second, as opposed to unweaving or weaving molly pouches on. Like when I weave the pouches on a pack, I'm settling for that design, and I don't plan on you know, taking them off if need be. I just settle for that design, and, you know, the pouch then lives on that pack in as such. Whereas, as I mentioned, with this pack, it's a lot more versatile like that. You can I could slap so many canteens on this. It's not even funny. I mean, it's great like that. I could really use it for the outdoors as well. And oh, I forgot to mention, also comes with the straps at the bottom here, a nice detail. The smaller one also, same thing, came with the straps, which I actually took off and used on my Coyote Brown Spec Ops THE pack, just because there's really not much I would actually use it for on a 25 to 30 liter pack. But on something like this, definitely. And such a nice detail to include the straps, you know. So really nice like that. I feel like I paid you know, a fair price, just a fair price, and you know, it could have been more expensive. I probably would have paid now, for example, if I found it again for 65 euros. I still would have paid for it. At the time, I didn't buy it because I opted for something else, probably. So that became, you know, that wasn't the priority anymore. But I'm so glad I ran into it, actually, because now I have pretty much all 3 packs from Clayton Dustless Made Simple that I've been able to run into, at least on the secondhand market, because online it's virtually impossible to find something like this, or very hard at least, especially for where I live in Europe at the moment. So, but they're still out there. They're still out there. That's the thing. I've seen them on eBay. being sold from the States, but no shipping to Europe, and either way it would have been crazy expensive for me. But yeah, I paid, as I mentioned, 45 euros, which is what the retail price was the last time I checked one of the websites where it said it still was available. Uh, if I find it again, I might link it, but I'm not sure actually. I don't know if I want to link it for the simple reason that, for example, lately I was looking for, sorry if I'm sidetracking, guys. I was looking for a Spec Ops THE frame, and the only place that had them was a scam site, or in fact, several scam sites. And I checked the reviews on Trustpilot and stuff like that, and they all confirmed my suspicions. Just because when I went to pay, I wasn't able to pay with PayPal. They asked me for my for my debit card details, to put right into the um, into the paying form online, and I just didn't trust that. I thought there was something fishy about that. So yeah. Anyway, sorry for sidetracking. That's why I don't think I'll include the link for the website that I saw that still sells these. But if you're definitely keen on something like this, then definitely look for it. There's still out there. The smaller one, a lot harder to find. I haven't seen that one anywhere else. I only seen another one of those that I ran into earlier. Made a video on that as well. The beaver tail pack also I haven't seen anywhere else, and this is basically a very similar design to the Rush. I think it's 72 or something like that. One of the Rush packs, one of the 511 packs. Very similar design, almost identical. But this pack is the one, as I mentioned, that I was really after all along. This slick coyote brown color, really quality material, guys. Tough as nails, kind of fabric, kind of somewhere between canvas and cordura. I'm not really sure, just really good quality overall. And yeah, really quality zippers, stitching all around. Just so far, I was really impressed with the other two packs, so I decided to purchase this one as well. So without making this any longer, I just checked the time, 22 minutes. I think I've covered all the features just because they're pretty basic like that. But all I can say is if you want to check it out once I start accessorizing it with pouches and maybe improving the back support here with a frame, I suppose all I can say is I'll see you on the next one. So thanks for watching, guys.